Right, here we are, and we're in October, and it's sort of dark early now. And before we start, I would like to come clean about something. I'm not very proud of it, but I've got to say that this morning, when I heard the news, I did have a little smile. And I thought, I wonder if Trump's going to do the IV bleach just to see if it works. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That would be excellent. Or stick a fluorescent tube up his arse. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you shouldn't sort of feel good about somebody being ill, but it's hard not to.
For him, you'll make an exception. Is that right?
Right,
It's a very convenient time, isn't it, for him? Is he very ill?
No, it's fake news. He's just going to make a miracle recovery and say, look how tough I am. I don't believe he's got bugger all wrong with him. I don't know. Wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. All 17 stone. Right. Okay, what we're doing for... Oh, song from Lancashire first. Nice, cheery little song. Good chorus. I know you can't join in with me, but you can join in at home. Manchester, that city of cotton, twist and twill, there lived the subject of me song, the cause of old me hill. She was handsome, fair and 20, and her eyes were azure blue. From Irish she had plenty, and her name was Dorothy Drew. She was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. Private ball I met her in 1863. I never will forget her, though she's been unkind to me. I was dressed in the pink of fashion, the underpants were new, and I danced the waltz circassian with charming Dorothy Drew. She was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. Scottished and we polkaed to the tunes the band did play, waltzed and we mazurkaed till she waltzed my heart away. I whispered in this fashion as around the room we flew, doing the valse of Vineyard, I love you, Dottie Drew. She was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. Months and months' attention unto her I did pay, till with her condescension she stole my heart away. The money I expended I'm ashamed to tell to you, but I'll tell you how it ended with myself and Dorothy Drew. She was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. I received an intimation she a visit meant to pay, and to a dear relation who lived some miles away. In a month she'd be returning, I must make a short adieu, but her love for me was burning, no deceitful Dorothy Drew. She was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. 9 o'clock next morning, to breakfast I sat down, a smile my face adorning soon turned into a frown. For in the morning paper a paragraph met me view, Jones, the calico printer's clerk, had married Dorothy Drew. And she was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. Yes, she was very fond of dancing, but allow me to remark, one fine day she danced away with the calico printer's clerk. I got the premature clap from Edna then.
Ah, you're not the first. You're not the first. I've given you a score, John. It goes like this. It goes like that, and then it goes like that, and then it goes like that. Way above average. We could do that. People could say, take this shite off and never let it be seen again. Where's the big hook? The big hook.
Right, I don't know if Stuart was there when I read the list out, but just in case he wasn't, you're on after me, Stuart. And then Abby. Okay?
Or the other way round if it helps. If it helps Stuart's nerves, Abby could show him the way, couldn't she?
Right, this is a song written by Thomas Moore, or Moore, depending on where you come from, about a young lady, an Irish lady called Sarah Curran. And Sarah Curran was engaged to be married to a young man called Robert Emmet. And Robert Emmet had the misfortune to be hanged for his part in the insurrection of 1803. Sort of one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. But then she decided that she'd swap sides, and she married a British officer who took her off to Sicily, where she apparently died of a broken heart. Ah. She's far from the land where her young hero sleeps, while round the sweet lovers are sighing. Coldly she turns from their ruins and weeps, for a heart with its cold grave is lying. She sings the wild songs of her own native home, every note that he so loved awaking. Little they think who delight in her tones, the heart of this young girl is breaking. Make her a grave where the sun goes to rest, think on a glorious tomorrow. May it shine in her sleep like a smile from the west, on her own lovely island of sorrows. Though he lived for his love, it's for his country he died. They were all that in life had entwined him. Tears of his country may never be dried, nor long will his love stay behind him. She sings the wild songs of her own native home, every note that he so loved awaking. Little they think who delight in her tones, the heart of this young girl is breaking. Make her a grave where the sun goes to rest, think on a glorious tomorrow. May it shine in her sleep like a smile from the west, on her own lovely island of sorrows. May it shine in her sleep like a smile from the west, on her own lovely island of sorrows. Right,
Nice
there you go.
song.
There you go. Oh. So,
I'm going to do a reaction now. I'm going to do it with. Oh, look! I put a little love heart for you, John. There, look.
oh, You said you promised you wouldn't tell about that.
Now then, let me just, before we move on, we got to talk to birthday girl. It's Auntie Anne's birthday tomorrow. I've asked her to unmute, and she's staying muted. She's going to talk to us now, look.
I'll try.
Yeah. Listen, don't worry about round numbers. 40 is nothing. 40 is the new, it's the new 20 now.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a round number, I know, but anyway,
No.
we'll probably sing it for you later.
Yes.
It's far too late for 3 score and 10 anyway, isn't it? I'll mute her before she... No, I've muted her. That's it. Power. I've muted her.
Right. Yeah, we're going for the Scouse connection now. We are over to Edna's iPad for first Stuart.
We were a bit full of personnel in this house tonight. You can't see all of them, but believe me, they're all there lurking in the background.
I thought it was one of those excuses. Get your excuses in first. I'm a bit full of snot this evening. So that's what we usually get. Personnel. So you got your own fan club there, Stuart.
Yeah, have you got your backing group for the do-wah-do-wahs?
I think they're all separate performers, to be honest with you. They're
Oh,
all,
they can do the do-wah-do-wah-do-wahs, surely.
they can, I don't know, they can do all sorts of things. Abby's looking at me now. Didn't want to concentrate. Anyway, I'll croon something. 5'2" and he's 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears. He's all of 31 and he's only 17. Been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's a Catholic, a Hindu, an atheist, a Jain, Buddhist and a Baptist and a Jew. He knows he shouldn't kill and he knows he always will. Him being a friend and me for you. He's fighting for Canada, he's fighting for France, he's fighting for the USA, and he's fighting for the Russians, and he's fighting for Japan, and he thinks we'll put an end to war this way. He's fighting for democracy, he's fighting for the Reds. He says it for the peace of all. He's the one who must decide who's to live and who's to die. And he's never sees the writing on the wall. But without him, how would Hitler have condemned him at the Dachau? Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon of the war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, and he is to blame. His orders come from far away no more. They come from here and there, and you and me, and brothers. Can't you see, this is not the way we put the end to war.
Oh, yes! I think John W. might be a bit pissed off about that. Were you intending doing it, John? No, no, that's good, that's good. What else have you got, Stuart?
Chronic meningitis, a broken leg, and syphilis of the eye.
Oh!
Anyway, apart from that, I'm fine. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. Right. Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. I don't care how much money I've got to spend. Got to get back to my baby again. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. Well, she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more. Listen, mister, can't you see I've got to get back to my baby once more. Anyway, I don't care how much money I've got to spend. Got to get back to my baby again. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. Well, she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more. Listen, sister, can't you see I've got to get back to my baby once more. Anyway, give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. My baby just wrote me a letter.
Whoa!
There we are. And my comment is on the bottle. Look at that. Look at that. A golden champion. That's what you are, a golden champion.
Champion.
You are, get up,
Champion. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Happy. Get up,
Champion.
now watch Happy ever go. Proper good she is.
Proper good.
Yep.
Thank you, Stuart. Lovely.
Okay, swap seats. Oh, that's better to look at.
Oh, well. No contest, is there really?
No.
I think you did really well, actually.
Oh, that's good to see. Good to hear young people are supporting older people,
Yes.
supporting the elderly.
I'm not even supposed to be here, to be honest.
You don't need me to do that.
Don't tell anyone.
Oh, if the old Bill find out, you'll get your collar felt.
Now, our grandchildren grandchildren visit, so they're okay, are they?
I'm not
But
sure.
not their parents.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, let's say yes. It is
Yeah.
okay. Let's say it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna sing a song that I've stolen from a
Mine.
fellow folk club,
Mine.
fellow float cubber. Who knows where the time goes, but it's the Eva Cassidy version. Sorry, Mike. Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving.
You could almost be there.
I'm just about reduced to tears here. It's sad, really. That was lovely. One of my favourite songs there, and beautiful.
Oh, great. I'm glad you liked it. Am I doing one more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was a little bit stuck on what to do next, but
Hang on, let's ask Mike what he was going to do.
yeah, that's a good idea. Just to be sure.
You could always try and do one of Gaffer's. Or
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
Right, I'm gonna try my best with this one. Um, oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to the rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home. Wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. All together now. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still
super. Edna, lock
Yeah.
the bloody door. Keep her there.
I think that's what she'd want.
I don't know about everybody else, but when Abby went for that high note, I clenched my arse. I don't know whether everybody... Just one of those you just... And it was easy. It was lovely. Lovely.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's absolutely lovely. Lovely.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll just have a quick word with Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins. The
Hello.
late
Evening.
Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, I've you unmuted.
Hello. Hello. How are you doing?
Well, you came late to avoid me, obviously, but you nearly missed Abby. You'd have been well.
Nearly
stuff.
did.
Got that just in time. Just in time.
Yes.
Are you doing anything for us tonight, or are you just watching?
We have prepared something if required
Right. Okay.
for the masochists amongst you.
Right. You are on after the gaffer.
Oh no. How can we follow that?
So it's a way off yet. We've got Davith and B, John and Carol, Mike, Carl, Tigwin's video, Gaffer, you and Alan.
Plenty of time to get nervous then.
Yeah. Right. Okay. But moving on. I mean, nobody could start singing after that. I hope Davith's not going to start singing.
Especially me, exactly.
Yes. Right. Over to you, Davith.
Right, now then, I'm intending to share my screen here, and let me know whether you can read what you see on it. Oh God, where are we?
Very exciting. Very exciting. Technology. Folk club technology. Wow.
No.
Hasn't happened yet.
Can you see what's on my screen?
No.
You can't see anything.
Oh.
God. Oh, wait a minute. It should be doing it. Oh God, we should have rehearsed this, you know. Because
How does countdown go? Budum 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 boom.
oh, have I said share screen? I don't think I have I?
Might help.
Oh, hang on.
Can you hear those cogs spinning?
Yes.
B's face is a picture.
You see anything there? No. No. Oh God. Yes, we should have rehearsed this. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Now there.
Okay. Now, can you read it?
In so much as I put my
Yes.
reading glasses on, I shall.
Okay.
Lovely.
Right. Right. Okay. The Welsh is on the left, and that's what I'm going to read. The right-hand side is a very, very poor translation by my bad self. It's a poem by Sir Thomas Parry Williams, a man from Carnarvonshire, and it's quite timely because we had really good weather during St Michael's summer, or Half Bach Mihangel, and it's proved at this weekend that it clearly was a complete and utter lie. So I'll read it now. Daeth Half Bach Mihangel trwy weddill y ryd, yn llond ei groen ac yn gelwydd I gyd. Adwain ei driciau bob yr un. Ei ddynwaid oedd fi fy hun. Twyllwr oedd finnau. Pwysydd nad yw, wrth helau damaid a'r hygnu byw. A chlampo gelwydd i'r bywyd sydd mewn ofn a chadwynau nos a dydd. Weithiau, mewn breuddwyd, daw fflach o gwir, ond wedyn yn wiredd a thwyllo hir. Anterion weithiau, dynwared diw, ond snecian yr ydyn wrth geisio byw. Rhyfach yw'r gadwyn a grym y gwir, trech ydy'r nos na'r goleiddydd clir. Gwai nad oes gwir! Nid yw'r rhyngom ein dau, ond cysannau celwyddod a geiriau gau. Yn wiredd gloiw oedd y llygaid llyn, a gwen dyddanedd yn gelwydd gwyn. Ysmaldod dichellgar a thwyllo ffri, oedd chwerthin a chyffwrdd ein carenni. Rhwng pob gymau a erioed yn y byd, ni bu ond anwiredd, dyna i gyd. Tristach na holl ddynodedd dyn yw chwerthin y cnawd am ei ben ei hun. Sobrach na sy'n sefydlogrwydd y ser yw anwadalwch ei fywyd bler. Chwerthin llwyd, gweld, ffoi o'i falterau i gyd, fel haid o wylain rhag diwedd y byd. Ac yntau'n aros am ddiwedd ei rawd i edrych yn ôl dros anfeilion gnawd. A gweld nad oedd yn y fynwes ddon, ond serch ac angau, a phechod ac ofn. Ac angau'n traflyncu'r lleill yn sydd, gan hwneser y gwegi yn wacach fus. Gwai ni ein dodi ar dipyn byd yn rhog mewn ehangder sy'n gan i gyd. A'n gosod i gerdded ar llwyth brain nad yw yn bosib eu cerdded, a cheisio byw. A'n gadael i hercian, i gam o gam, yn pechod ag angau heb wybod paham. Ac ofn wrth ein sodlau'n sardanu serch wrth gyfneu celwyddau, mab a merch. Pa ryfedd yn wir fod y cnawd dilyn yn cael y fath sbort am ei ben ei hun? Diolch yn fawr. My God. Get out of here.
Oh,
money,
and
money.
look, technology.
Right.
But will the November election go ahead despite it all? That's the thing.
Well,
I just got a feeling who you were describing then.
you did.
The word inveterate comes to mind.
Well, the poem was written in 1924.
Limey.
Right, well, we're still with you up there, David.
Right. Here is the Gwenynen. Read what looks to be like a sonnet from here. Is that right? No? It's got 14 lines though.
Yeah, well, it's not proper sonnet.
Not a proper sonnet, she says.
It's just a little ditty
Ooh!
called Thanks. Thanks to the gooseberry bush under which I was found. Thank you, Dad, for never making me gender bound. The tomboy climbing the tree and tumbling. The kid with the spanner, helping but fumbling. Thank you, Mum, for your enduring beauty. Your unwavering sense that we must do our duty. Thanks to the boy who once said I was pretty. You stopped me from wallowing in endless self-pity. Thank you, my love, for a life so vibrant. And even though death is the ultimate tyrant, you live in my heart, and I'm glad still to be here. My eyes and my ears and everything about me say thank you to life for your dancing rhythm. We live, we love, and sometimes find wisdom.
Well, that was a little bit more cheerful than the one that your mate did.
Just about, wasn't it?
That's another of yours, B, is it? That
Yep.
poem. Oh, lovely. You mustn't hide your light under a bushel. That's delightful. Delightful.
You go.
I like the way you rhymed vibrant with tyrant. It's a bit like Elton John's lyrics. Bernie Taupin, isn't it? But the lyrics are very loosely rhymed. And with song, you can get away with murder. But with poetry, it's a bit more tricky, isn't it? That was lovely.
Can be.
It's like rhyming Glenmorangie with, which I find too orangey.
Somebody's managed it.
Excellent.
Right,
Excellent,
we are
John.
moving to John, Mr. and Mrs. Warburton. Haven't seen you for 2 or 3 weeks, John. We've missed you.
Oh, yeah. He's been a pirate. Have you been a pirate? Arr.
Not this time. No. The festival was in June, and it didn't go ahead this year, obviously. I went to a wedding quite close to where Gaffer came from, just up near Colliford Lake on Bodmin Moor, which was rather nice. And ended up playing as the bride walked up the aisle and all that sort of thing, which was interesting.
So has Carol changed into a winter clothes now?
Yes.
Or is that what she was doing? She was changing into a winter clothes.
She was putting some in the suitcase to go her
Summer
summer
stuff in the
clothes in the
suitcase.
suitcase.
Winter stuff back in the wardrobe.
No, so-
We have a similar system, except it's expanded over the years. I mean in quantity, not size.
no.
Oh God, this is being recorded, isn't it? I'll shut up now.
Oh!
Well, to be honest, ours has done both.
Last time I saw you, John, you were holding a pink guitar.
Yes, indeed. That was at Christine's down in St Ives. She saw us walking up the road, and we'd just been down into town. And she came running out of the house. We were talking about, I wonder where Chris lives. And she comes running out of this garden to, come in, have a drink. So I went in. She said, have you got your guitar with you? I said, well, I've just been downtown. What do you think? So she said, well, I've got one, and brought this horrendous pink thing out. If you pardon the expression. It was a guitar.
It's a family show.
And yes, of course. And she said, you can play this one. I thought, well, I'm very grateful for that. So we had a nice evening with a bottle of wine and a few songs in the front garden on a sunny evening in St Ives. So there you go.
Lovely.
Anyhow, I'm going to do one of his Bodnesses now. But I'm not going to do the full thing because it goes on too long and I can't remember all the words anyway. So. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning I'll come following you. Though I know that evening's empire has returned into sand, vanished from my hand, left me blindly here to stand, but still not sleeping. My weariness amazes me, I'm branded on my feet. I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets too dead for dreaming. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning I'll come following you. Then take me for a trip upon your magic swirling ship. All my senses have been stripped, and my hands can't feel to grip, and my toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering. I'm ready to go anywhere, I'm ready for to fade into my own parade. Cast your dancing spell my way, I promise to go under it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning I'll come following you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Is that one you were going to do, Mike?
We'll try again. Right, where's me capo gone? There we go.
Another one now.
Okay. This is a song about Cornwall. It's there's a hill. I think I've done this one here before. If I have, I apologise. But Trencrom, which is on the back road between Lelant and St Ives, is a hill, stands proud. It's the centre of all sorts of ley lines, if you believe in all that crap. I'm not, you know, but anyway, it's this is it. You're not muted, Alan. If you climb up the hill and you look to the north, through the shadow of a standing stone, you can see the sight of Godrevy light, bringing the fishermen home. If you look to the south, the St. Michael's Mount, home of a dragon I've heard, and out to the west is the town I love best, Penzance that I'd like to call home. This is the land of old kings, where stones stand alone or in rings, where tales are told of the pirates bold and the strong men who once dug for tin. There's not much work here today though, there's no use for the tin or for clay, where once men strive to keep families alive, tourists now come and play. But there's still pride in old Cornwall, there's a love of the land, sea and sun, and there's no better place in all of God's earth to be when the day is done.
Thank you.
Oh,
He's a softie, isn't he?
yeah.
Lovely song.
The thing is, it's been picked up by some local musicians down there and gets played all around the folk clubs down there.
Lovely. Well, that's a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, I bet you're not getting any money for it, are you?
Ah.
I don't
Talking about
expect.
having no money, we've got Chaz and Jan's young son is on here. Young son. He's probably by a factor of 3. Oh no, Abby excluded. The youngest person on the call tonight is Matthew Jenkins. Hello, Matthew.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thought it was about time I joined.
Chopper Jenkins. There he is. Lovely.
I've not heard that in a while.
No, no, no. Well, you're all grown up now. That's the trouble. Yeah. Are you going to be able to give us a song in the second half, do you think?
Yeah, sure.
There we are, John.
Yeah.
An even more packed out program.
There you go.
Lovely. That's great stuff. I'll mute you now because I can. I'll mute myself because I can.
Right. We are back in Warburton City.
Yes, indeed. Oh,
Oh, one moment. I have to ask Andrew where he's buried Ruth. I just clicked on ask. Oh, look at that finger. My God, look. You can educate pork, you see. Well, no, perhaps
No,
you
you
can't.
can't. Obviously, you can't.
Unmute.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
managed it.
We can hear you, Andrew. Just take care.
Thank you for that. Yes, I dispatched her off to up the wooden hill because she's not feeling too grand.
Oh, no.
There we are. So,
Oh.
so I
Did she
said
catch it in the quiz last night?
Yeah.
she was all right for the quiz. No, it's just got a bit of a jippy tummy. So
It's
so
going round.
Yeah.
I've said to her, northwards, and I'll see you later, alligator.
Can you get tummy bugs via Zoom? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think that. I think the germs are clever, but they're not that bloody clever.
Well, give her our love and tell her everybody is really missing her. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a smashing finger you got there, Andrew. I'll mute you, save you the trouble, man.
Oh no, you can. Oh no, what do I don't?
I know. I'll mute you. You don't need to. Here he goes.
right.
Click. He's gone. And me.
Well, it's a well-known fact that 5G causes COVID-19, isn't it? I mean, undisputed fact. Right. Are we only getting the one song from you tonight, John?
I've done two.
Have you?
Tambourine Man in the Hill.
Oh, yeah, I forgot tambourine. Yeah. I'm lost. I'm senile. Come on, Carol, in your best winter woolies.
I don't know whether I've done this one here or not before. I'm now going to start putting a date and rill by the side of it so as I know which ones I've done where. This one's called Cedric the Seagull. I am a cheeky seagull. Cedric is my name. I see you feeding the other birds. So why don't you treat me the same? I see you giving the little birds bits of bread and cheese. But you wouldn't give me my share, not even if I said please. The blackbirds and the robins, they come to feed right at your doorway. But if I try to do the same, you chase me right away. Please don't think we seagulls all behave the same. I'm quite cute. You said so. And Cedric is my name.
Thank you. That was just before we put the fire.
I've never seen a cute seagull.
Oh.
This one was, it kept chasing all the other seagulls and everything else away. Probably really greedy, but...
This summer we've had a pheasant, a cock pheasant coming up who we've been feeding.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, yeah. But I thought it might be sort of hedging your bets because at the time when lockdown started there was no chicken in the shops. So keep him within arm's reach and there's a nice meal going.
Haven't needed him.
But we haven't needed him yet, and there were a couple of youngsters up, so I think he's been sowing his seeds somewhere. We had a couple of youngsters yesterday. Right, where are we now? Has Carol finished?
Yes. Have you got another one?
Well, do you want to do second half, Carol?
One in the second half as well. Yeah, that's fine, thanks.
Right, that's fine.
Get those clothes sorted.
They're all done now.
Right, so it's Mike with another version of Who Knows Where the Time Goes. Ooh. and a bit of Dylan as well.
Did I lip read Edna saying, "Don't you bloody dare" to him?
She didn't, did she?
It looked like
I just bloody might then.
it looked like that. Anyway, it was smashing. I wish I could lip read.
I really enjoyed it. It was really nice and lovely version. This is called "Come by the Hills." Come by the hills to a land where fancy is free, and stand where the peaks reach the sky and the rocks reach the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is warm in the sun, and the cares of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to a land where life is a song. See while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long, where the trees sway in time, even the wind sings in tune, and the cares of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to a land where legends remain, where stories of old may be told and may yet come again, where the future is lost and the past has yet to be won, and the cares of tomorrow must wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to a land where fancy is free, stand where the peaks reach the sky and the rocks reach the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is warm in the sun, and the cares of tomorrow must wait till this day is done, and the cares of tomorrow must wait till this day is done.
Yeah, I used to do that one with Leslie on fiddle.
I wondered where he
That
pinched
was nice.
it from.
That's where he pinched it from.
We all pinch them. They just circulate, don't they?
We just borrow them, don't we?
There's this world of songs, and they get changed every time. So it's the folk process.
The folk process. Right, anyway, this one is called Song for Ireland. I genuinely was going to do. Who knows when the
I used
time.
to do this. I just saying. I used to do this.
Song for Ireland. Yeah. walking all the day by tall towers where falcons build their nest. Silver winged they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breast. I saw black-head against the sky, with twisted rocks that run to the sea, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Drinking all the day with old friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news and singing songs to pass the time away. We watched the Galway salmon run like silver darting, dancing in the sun, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Talking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. So one touched the bow, he played a reel that seemed so grand and gay. We stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam, we found Atlantic bass, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no one had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Walking where the falcons fly, they twist and turn all in your air blue sky, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely stuff. I see we have T. Gwyn almost with us. Mr. Taxi Driver. We'll have a chat with him when he gets on. But, right, but now there's only one person I know who has got the voice to follow that, and that's Carl. But unless you unmute Carl...
I'm just going to find him. He's moved round the screen. Oh, there he is. He's mute. Oh, I've asked him. I've asked to unmute. I'm asking you to unmute, Carl. Carl, I'm asking
Oh,
you.
he's there. He's there. He's there.
There he is.
And corner.
Yeah, no pressure then.
This is sort of staying with the Irish theme, really. And I found this song. I thought it was quite nice, and it's really a bit premature because it's called "The Parting Glass," so it's probably better for the second half. But it's Irish.
I do this one as well, Carl.
Before you then, John. I was expecting Mike to do it then when he said, "I've got the song for Ireland." Or
I'm wasted in this place. Can you not see? Say what you see. Parting glass. There you go. Oh.
Anyway, apparently it was sung in Scotland before Old Lang Syne came along. So I've read. So I went on the YouTube channel just to see if anybody was singing it on there, and there was quite a few Irish pop singers really, and Ed Sheeran was on there singing in Madison Square Garden. So I think if it's good enough for there, it must be good enough for Real Folk Club.
No, it isn't.
So The Parting Glass. All the money I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me a parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. All the comrades there I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts there I had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot, I gently tries and softly call that I should stay and you should not. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town that sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart to thrall. Then fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all.
Yeah. That's another one I'll be scratching off my list.
Parting glass. Parting glass. Hey, hey.
I thought it was Balding Beer. Right. Are you just
before we go on, I've got to know what Evelyn is knitting. She's at it there. I've asked her to unmute. We've got to know. The world has a right to know, Evelyn.
It's Charity Baby Top.
Well done, you. Thank you very much. Keep at it. Dalati. Lovely.
Right. Well, now we are due for Gwyn's video. Are you ready to do a live one afterwards, Gwyn? Yeah. Okay, so if you can line up the video, Alan. Gwyn can line himself up afterwards. You're muted, Alan. We can't hear you.
I'll just adjust the volume, and I will put T Gwyn's video coming up just now. Ooh, very exciting, very, very exciting. I'll mute myself when he starts. Come on, click, click. Why isn't that working when I'm clicking that? Oh no. Just give me a moment while I just oh well, we'll see. We'll see. Here we go.
This week we're doing another poem by Iorwerth Cyfeiliog Pete. I do his Roncesvalles quite often, and in the doing I discovered that he's a relative of David's. So I thought we'll do another Iorwerth Pete poem, and this one is Cyn torri'r cawg aur, before breaking the golden pitcher. There's a word in it called Homri, which is the name of a place. I can't translate it, so when Homri comes up, you'll know it's the name of a place. Cyn torri'r cawg aur, Iorwerth Pete. Ti deithost fy nghariad un bore i'n byd gan droi ei holl fwrlwch yn lliwiau I gyd. Ni welsem bryd hynny na banadl heb liw, na geirwaint heb bersawr, na'n dim nad oedd wiw. Dringasom ein mynydd, eithin fynydd ein hoen, a gweld ar bob gorwel ber wynfa ddi boen. Na ni biodd Gymru, bryd hynny o'r bron, a hudol ein henlli, draw dros y don. Fe daeth yr haf melyn a'i daran a'i des, a'i ludiog y stormydd, a'i fyllni a'i wres. Cadarnach ein cariad fan wylid hyn, ni ffylordd yr angerdd, a'n rhwymod mor dyn. Mae heddiw yn hydre, a'i dawch dros y fro, daw'r cnydau i'r ydlan, a'r gwartheg dan do. Mae'r lloer gynt a'n gwyliau uwch lonydd gwlad llun, yn hwylio'n araf heibio I Homri i'w hun. Ac amser, hen elyn cariadon a ddwg, I ninnau ei eiaf, I ninnau ei wg. A'i rewyn ti'r galon, i'r pen ei wyn drwch, a'r arfod anhyblyg, a dyrnaid o lwch.
That was fabulous.
You finished your taxiing tonight, have you, Gwyn?
Well, I'm in the middle of it, actually.
Do Uber pay you well?
I'm crossing county border. I don't get paid a penny, John. It's a goodness of my heart.
It's family. It's family.
Now, it's strange to do 2 poems one after the other, but this is an essential one to do because people in the club can be extremely kind. And I have in mind here now John Roberts. He's on the screen there somewhere. Hey, John, and we'll be meeting this weekend. Don't worry, John, I've got it sort of in my mind sorted out. But he keeps me supplied with stuff. He turned me on to Banjo Patterson, which is doing a major revelation. And he's turned me on to Isabel Marion Dorothea McKellar, who is another Australian poet. She was a 19-year-old girl and she was on tour in England. And she was contrasting England with Australia. She's famous in Australia for being one of the first poets to actually prefer Australia to the old home country. And it's one of the most famous known bits of Australian poetry. So wonderful, John. And I will take the book and I will enjoy the book, I'm certain. But here we go. My country. The first stanza is about England and the rest are about Australia. The love of fields and coppice, of green and shady lanes, of ordered woods and gardens is running in your veins. Strong love of grey-blue distance, round streams and soft dim skies, I know but cannot share it. My love is otherwise. I love a sunburnt country, A land of sweeping plains, of ragged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. I love her far horizons, I love her jewel sea, her beauty and her terror, the wide brown land for me. A stark, white ringed bark forest, all tragic to the moon, the sapphire misted mountains, the hot gold hush of noon, green tangle of the brushes where lithe lianas coil, and orchids deck the treetops, and ferns the crimson soil. Core of my heart, my country, a pitiless blue sky, when sick at heart around us we see the cattle die, but then the grey clouds gather and we can bless again the drumming of an army, the steady, soaking rain. Core of my heart, my country, land of the rainbow gold, for flood and fire and famine she pays us back threefold. Over the thirsty paddocks, watch after many days, the filmy veil of greenness that thickens as we gaze. An opal-hearted country, a willful, lavish land. All you who have not loved her, you will not understand, though earth holds many splendors. Wherever I may die, I know to what brown country my homing thoughts will fly. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Important to remember that she was only 19 when she wrote that. And it's a changing, because as the poem shows, she is singing the glories of Australia as opposed to the ordered love of England. It's wonderful stuff. There we go. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, there
John.
we are. When you said John keeps you supplied with stuff,
I did wonder, yeah.
Is he still dealing? I thought playing Lines games had put an end to him there.
Australia Red. Yeah, there we go.
Right, another sunburnt country is Cornwall.
Oh.
And we have the gaffer.
We do, and we'll unmute him as well. We'll actually unmute Gaffer. It's impossible to mute him properly. He's got special software, I reckon. There he is in all his glory.
Yeah, you've either got to mute me or you've got to shut your windows or move out of North Wales. Otherwise, you're going to hear me. There we go. Now, this is a song about a couple of criminals, which is it's not like me at all. I mean, I'm usually one to write about great people and heroes, and these are really two low lifes. And one of them is called Ramblin' Rosie. And she, well, she's one of those people that sleeps with men to the point of which they fall asleep. And when they wake up, they haven't got any money left. And if they're extremely rich, she gets all their money off them and then does them in. And you look brilliant, Chaz. Absolutely wonderful. And the other fella, is unfortunate choice of victim, really, because she chooses another dangerous criminal to become her victim and pays the price for it. She's called Rambling Rosie and he's called Deadly Dudley. And the chorus is so easy, it's almost repetitive. Deadly Dudley, Rambling Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley, Rambling Rosie's ruin was. Deadly Dudley, Rambling Rosie's ruin was. There you are. Rambling Rosie was a racketeering maiden. She was always misbehaving. Many, many married men she led astray and separated from their savings. Who'd have thought she'd such a black and evil heart? She looked so sweet and cuddly. But Rosie really overstepped the mark when she met Deadly Dudley. Rambling Rosie's about to meet her match. Oh, Deadly Dudley, Rambling Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. Now Dudley wasn't quite the perfect bloke to have lined up as a victim, earned an honest living spending £5 notes that he printed in his kitchen. Now Dudley went down Ramblin' Rosie's way, and there he chanced to meet her, and as you might expect, forgot to say he was a counterfeiter. Oh, wined and he dined all on his homemade cash. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, her ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. Rosie wrote out Dudley's will and testament and said, sign these please, my treasure. But Dudley pocketed the document to peruse it at his leisure, and he called upon his far-famed forging skills to effect some alterations, and by the time he'd finished with the will, he'd swapped their situations. I, Rosemary, bequeath the lot to Dud. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. Then Dudley wrote down Ramblin' Rosie's name upon the dotted line, and 2 witnesses that Rosie bribed then came, and each did undersign. It was by these witnesses she was betrayed, although they'd been her cronies, 'cause the £5 notes with which they had been paid were Deadly Dudley's phonies. Watch out, Dudley, Rosie's out for blood. Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. Ha ha! Ramblin' Rosie, full of darkest ill intent, rose early the next morning. She'd a dagger on her, it was evident. She knew nothing of the warning, but Dudley snatched the knife away with speed. He was a wily bugger, and Deadly Dudley did that deadly deed, and with her dagger dug her. Rambling Rose spat bile and breathed her last. Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. Now Dudley has retired from wickedness, for Rosie left him thousands, and nowadays reserves his printing press for when he's ironing his trousers. For Dudley, it appears, is going straight, and a brand new life he started, since the day he forged the death certificate of Rambling Rose departed. Natural causes, no suspicion of foul play. Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, ruin was, ruin was. Oh, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was, Deadly Dudley Ramblin' Rosie's ruin was. There we go.
I was watching as the tension grew in the story, and we thought, what's the ending going to be like? Edna and Stuart were shoveling those crisps into their faces like you wouldn't believe. I don't know whether you spotted them, Gaffer, but it was quite an education for
I'm
me.
surprised there's still one or two of the crisps left, I think, in the bag. They're still putting their hands into it.
Yeah, they're going for it,
I thought they'd deck the neck the lot, but there we go. They had not.
They seem to have this alternating dip. What, yours, mine, yours, mine, yours, mine. But I noticed Edna always gets the big ones.
That's how it works. The Welsh poets among you will probably have noticed a little bit of alliteration there. Not just Ramblin' Roses' ruin was, but also Deadly Dudley did the dirty deed with her dagger. I thought that was taking it a little bit far. It's enough to put the alliteration industry out of business.
I wondered what you were going to rhyme with, bugger. Bugger. And it was Dugger. And I was very pleased with that.
I was according from there you go. Well, that was a relatively long song by the time we'd sung all the choruses and all the interjections. So I'll try a fairly short one now about the respect that the British seem to have for their heroes. Lord Horatio Nelson is dead in brandy, dead in brandy, dead and in his cask. All his life he fought to save this land of ours from Frenchitude, from Frenchy drink and Frenchy food. In a cask of Frenchy brandy, they've laid him down at last. Lord Horatio's seamen are dead in the ocean, dead in the ocean, dead and in the brine. All their lives they fought against the salt seas and salt meat, salt seas and salt beef, and now in salty water they'll spend the rest of time. So when I'm dead and gone, you can bury me in a midden, bury me in a midden, a fertilizer heap. All my life I fought to save this world of ours from bullshit, been battling the bullshit until in a pile of cattle manure they lay me down to sleep. There you go, you see.
Oh.
I said it was a short one.
But nonetheless philosophical in its outlook.
Caught me unawares there with its brevity.
Oh, yes.
I warned you.
He has hidden capabilities.
Not to believe me when I warn that they're short. That's true.
We've come to expect 23 verses or more.
With choruses.
Yeah. Lovely. Oh, shit. Oh, it's me. Sorry.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. It's not me. It's not me.
No. Yeah,
Oh,
put
shit,
it back. Put it back.
Right.
Bonus.
How much of that beer have you had? I've got to tell everybody that it was Alan and Wendy's 20th wedding anniversary just gone, and Alan bought her a suitcase full of goodies from Boodle and Dunthorne, and
because I'm like that.
In return, he got 20 bottles of beer.
24! 24!
I don't think this
Hey.
Right, so it's Chaz and Jan.
I am working my way through. Oh, we better unmute them, hadn't
Yes,
we?
Unmute.
I'm the techie. Here we go. Unmute them, mute myself.
Nope, there we are. They are live. They're moving.
We are moving. I'm speaking. So glad that Matthew's here, because it's indebted to Matthew that he introduced to Frank Turner. So this is a Frank Turner song tonight. Frank Turner is a patriot, a staunch Englishman, especially a Wessex lad, and he was exploring the folklore around the New Forest near where he lives, and this is a song going back to William the Conqueror's time. Many years back when the old oaks were young, not long after the Northmen had come, a low and evil deed was done in the dark of the New Forest.
In the dark of the New Forest. From the shores of Normandy, King William came to Albion fair, King Harold to slay. With greed in his heart and his scurrilous claim, he took the land for his own.
He took the land for his own. Now John was a blacksmith, an honest old man. He raised up his children and worked with his hands at the family's fortunate patch of land in the dark of the New Forest.
In the dark of the New Forest. King William rode out after his victory to ravage the land in his hunger to thieve. For hunting grounds in the Wessex trees, he took the land for his own.
He took the land for his own. But if you steal the land of an Englishman, then you will know this curse. Your firstborn son's warm blood will run upon the English earth. Now King William's son was called Rufus the Red. He took up the crown when his father was dead, and he rode the hunting grounds in his stead in the dark of the New Forest.
In the dark of the New Forest. But John's curse it called out, and Lord Terrell fired low. The arrow struck Rufus with a sickening blow, and he fell from his horse to the ground below. And the land took him for its own.
And the land took him for its own. So if you steal the land of an Englishman, then you will know this curse. Your firstborn son's warm blood will run upon the English earth. Many years back when the old oaks were young, not long after the Northmen had come, a low and evil deed was done in the dark of the New Forest. In the dark of the New Forest.
Very nice, very nice.
Thanks, Jan.
That was lovely. I was watching Matthew's face. No, not pervy. I know he's young, but you know, it was just that he was watching his mum and dad sing a song and trying not to join in the refrain lines and the chorus, but he couldn't help himself. He was in there. It was lovely to watch. Lovely.
Paul and Adrian West will be really, really pissed off because that was older than anything that they know.
Adrian West. We've got to find a way of getting Adrian West on here. Surely,
no, I haven't.
Surely Liz can sort it. Anyway, I'll talk to Liz about getting the old bugger back here.
Don't talk too hard.
Oh, oh, you're being recorded, John. Oh.
Didn't mean that, did you?
Right. Have you got any more for us, Chaz and Jan?
You want one in the second half?
Do second half, yes. Yes, second half will be good, yes.
Got a chorus
So-
one. Join in.
So it's just Alan to bring us round to the end of part one.
Well, I'm just going to do one then because I know things are tight for the second half, so I'll just do one.
We've got loads of time,
Well, I'll do one and see how long it is. Reading glasses away. Over 150 years ago, a group of 100 and odd disaffected Welsh people who were pretty pissed off at what the Victorians were doing to their language, or trying to do to their language, and with it their culture, decided they would take themselves off to the other side of the planet and set up a gwladfa, a colony where they could live their lives in a traditional Welsh way without interference from London. And that London... And there's a song by Gwyneth Glyn... no, not Gwyneth Glyn, there are other writers around. A song by Georgia Ruth Williams called Codi'r Angor. And I was asked to write a song to commemorate 150 years after the emigration, mass emigration. and I stole a few lines and a bit of tune from not Gwyneth Glyn, from the said Georgia Ruth. I wrote to her and I said, I'd like to adapt your song, and I got no reply, so I thought, well, that's compliance, isn't it? If you don't reply, it's compliance. So I call this Codi'r Angor, Raise the Anchor, version Mimosa. Mimosa was the craft. It was an aging tea clipper, and it was adapted to carry passengers, and it took these passengers weeks and weeks to get to Patagonia, which, if you don't know already, is in Argentina. And the Argentinian government said, come over here and settle this wonderful land of milk and honey. And when they got there, they found that there was no milk, there was no honey, there was just a bit of pampas grass and lots of sand and arid countryside. And anyway, this is the song, and that's the story behind it. And if you speak Welsh, you'll get the song. But if you don't, I hope you'll follow the theme of it. Mae hi'n llenwi'n gyflym, hogiau bach, mae'n cwrs i Patagonia. Rhaid i ni bellach canu'n iach, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, yn bryd i ni am adael. A mae bywyd Cymro yn galed iawn, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. A mae Blue Peter yn ei lle, mae'n cwrs i Patagonia. Cawn weled o'r diwedd, roes y der. Pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, yn amser i ni adael. Y mae bywyd morwr yn galed iawn, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'n awlad faru tu draw i'r dŵr, mae'n cwrs i Patagonia. Tir o laeth aml sy'n aros yn arwyn siŵr, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, yn amser i ni adael. A mae bywyd teithiwr yn galed iawn, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Ffarwel i Gymru, hir yw'r daeth, mae'n cwrs i Patagonia. Ni lwyddwn ni mewn ffydd a gwaith, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, yn amser i ni adael. Mae bywyd gawtio yn galed iawn, pryd gawn i godi'r angor. Mae'r mimosa yn hwylio ar y llanw llawn, mae'n cwrs i Patagonia. Gyda chymorth diw bydd pawb yn iawn, pryd gawn ni godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, yn amser i ni adael. Y mae bywyd ar lwyswr yn galed iawn, pryd gawn ni godi'r angor. Mae'n amser i ni adael, hen bryd i ni ymadael. Y mae bywyd Cymro'n galed iawn. Pryd gawn ni godi'r angor, pryd gawn ni godi'r angor. There we are. There we are. Yeah, it's a song that makes me cry, and I did well not to then. I just think about these people hoping to get a new land, and all they got was diddly squat, really. All they got was diddly squat. I could have put that line in, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Anyway,
they should have read the small print, shouldn't they?
I'm sorry about those who not privileged with the iaith y nefoedd, and didn't quite get that. But anyway, it was an interesting story, and the chorus sort of takes it through. So here's a song. If I've got the time, John, is there time?
You are very, very loud, Alan.
I'm very loud. Oh, yes. No. My mum said.
Yeah, Leslie says you are beer loud.
I remember a committee meeting of Real Silver Band, and somebody blabbing on about something, and a mate nudged me and said, "It's just Whitbread talking." Anyway, I'll try and be quiet. I'll get on with this. If you ever wanted a song that exemplifies the folk process, this is it. It started in Scotland. If I whisper, is that better? Started in Scotland. Went to the Appalachian Mountains and they changed the words, and just to be sure they changed the tune as well, and then it came back to Scotland, and so I've got half the old tune and half the new tune, and it's called Black Is the Colour of My True Love's Hair, which is not true. Black is the colour of my true love's hair. Her lips are like a rosy fair, with the sweetest face and the gentlest hands. I love the ground on which she stands. Black, black, black is the colour of my true love's hair. I love my love, and this she knows. I love the ground on which she goes. Kind of heart you ne'er shall find, and I am glad to pledge her mine. Black, black, black is the colour of my true love's hair. Green is the colour of my true love's eyes. I love the bed on which she lies. I pray each day the time will come when she and I will live as one. Green, green, green is the colour of my true love's eyes. Well, I'll go to the Clyde to mourn and weep, but satisfied I ne'er shall weep. I'll write her letter, just a few short lines, yet I'll feel the loss 10,000 times. Black, black, black is the colour of my true love's hair. Black, black, black is the colour of my true love's hair. There we are. There we are. And nobody died. Nobody died in that one. I must apologise.
It's about time she did a roots, isn't it then?
It is, yeah.
Right. Okay. It's 10 to 10 and we've only just got through round one. Right. Okay. Can I just check? I know these people don't want to do second half. Stuart, you're looking settled. You're okay. You're okay. You're on the drink. Yes, that's okay. Has Abby gone as well? Right. Davithan B.
I don't have anything, do you?
Right.
No.
No.
So, okay. So, right. Okay. I will skip myself out and we'll put Leslie in my place. And then we have young Matthew.
Oh,
a little
yes.
voice up there. And then
Chopper Jenkins is his proper. That's his stage name, I believe. Chopper Jenkins.
How did he get that nickname? I don't ask.
I have no idea why. It must be a rugby tackle he was famed for.
Or was it his bike?
Ah.
Right. So after Leslie, we've got Matthew or Chopper. We've got John and Carol.
Carol is saying if you've got no time, drop her out.
Okay, we're a little bit tight, I think, tonight.
Yeah, that's fine,
we've
John.
got John.
That's fine.
I can rest up.
I'm a little bit tight.
We've got Mike. We've got Carl. And I don't know if Gwyn's going taxi driving again. He's gone anyway.
I'm not doing a one.
Gaffer,
Carl's just.
We've got, okay, so Leslie, then Matthew, and then John. I'll catch up with the rest in a minute. I will move my arse.
What you need to do is you need to keep Gaffer hanging on there right to the very end, and then say to him, "Sorry, Gaff, we got." No, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't. I'll mute myself. Leslie, I'm muting myself. Watch.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Do you like my T-shirt though? Before you go.
Ooh.
I like the sentiment of it anyway.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Right, okay. A few weeks ago I did a bit about Doric, and tonight I thought I'd do something on another Scottish subject, and that's whiskey. So I know you're saying, what on earth is she going on about? What's it got to do with music? Well, whiskey in Scotland is a muse and an inspiration, and it gives rise to many songs and poems, and I'll include a few of those, or extracts from those in it. So, whiskey. Uska Bay, the water of life, Scotland's national drink. I'll tell you the history of it. Call it what you like. Whiskey's been made in Scotland for over 500 years. There's a debate over who made it first, the Irish or the Scots. It's definitely Celtic though. but I think in fact it was probably the Irish who claim that St Patrick brought it over to them. But as St Patrick is now known to have been born in Old Kilpatrick, which is near Dumbarton in Scotland, well, it must be ours. The earliest documented record in Scotland is from 1494, but it's likely that folk up and down Scotland were turning barley into booze long before that. A game of cat and mouse began then between the excise men, or the gaugers as they were known, and the illicit distillers, who did their best to ensure that more than half of the whisky drunk in Scotland at that time evaded the taxman's cut. I'll move on to the making of it now. Malted barley is germinated. It's then stopped, which is traditionally done by heat from a peat fire. The barley is fermented to give an 8% beer. The beer is double distilled, and then the alcohol is casked for a few years. And that brings us to like a song we all know, which is John Barleycorn. Hey John Barleycorn, oh John Barleycorn, old and young thy praise have sung, John Barleycorn. He's the personification of barley. There are many versions of this song, and Robert Burns, who as well as being a bard, a ploughman and a Lothario, was once also an exciseman. He had a version. The song is more popular in England, where it usually refers to beer rather than whiskey. But that's just because the English forgot the second half of the recipe. Single malt is made from malted barley. It's usually blended from different casks of different ages, but it's always from the same distillery. The age on the bottle is the youngest age of any of the components. Blended whisky, on the other hand, is a mix of grain whisky, usually maize. It's mixed with malt whisky. It accounts for about 85% of all the whisky sold across the world. The next thing I thought I'd say was the Angel's Share. Now, you might have heard of this. Whisky, by law, has to be aged in wooden casks for at least 3 years. That comes at a cost, though, and a percentage of the whisky evaporates from the barrels. This is known as the Angel's Share. It accounts for 2% of the liquid in the barrel every year. So with 22,066 gallon casks maturing in Scotland every year, this amounts to 29 million gallons. That's a lot of happy angels. This extract that I'm going to do next is from Robin Lang's Smokey the Cat, and it talks about the Angel's Share. She sits on the sill of the maltings on days when the weather is fine, and while one eye sleeps, the other one keeps an eye out for small birds and mice. Small birds and mice eat the barley, so Smokey confronts them foursquare. But she pulls in her claws and she quietly ignores the angels who come for their share. I'll now move on to the best bit about whisky, and that's the drinking of it. A dram, a drappy, a wee yin, the barley brie, a wee dochendoris. Well, a dochendoris is Gaelic for a dram at the door. One before you go, one for the road. Something like that. Just a wee dochendoris, just a wee yin, that's all. Just a wee dochendoris afore ye gang awa. There's a wee wifey waitin' in a wee button ben. If you could say it's a brabrech moonlech necht, but you're all recht you ken. I think that John for years thought that this was about an old couple called Jock and Doris who slept in a little button bed. But I've put him right. Drink it neat, drink it with water or in a cocktail. But remember, blends are for glugging and malts are for sipping. The glass should be tulip shaped. Like that. That's to get the nose from the malts. The straight-sided jobbies are purely for the blends. Hey, 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 hey! And of course the choice is yours. You can have Speyside, Isla, Highland or Lowland. There was an Aberdeen comedy team called Scotland the What. You won't have heard of them, but if you go on YouTube, there's plenty of them. There's stuff about. They were around in about the 70s, and they penned a song about types of whiskey and importance to the Scots. And it goes, I love Scotland's glens, and whatever else we lose, please leave us our glens, our glorious glens. Our mountains are grand, Ben Lomond, Ben Nevis too. You can have all these bens, but leave us our glens. Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, Glendronach, Glengrant, can you live without them? If you must know, I can't. Put a drop in a glass of Glenspey or Glendrotter. It's a perfectly bearable way to drink water. And finally, the last bit, the effects. Stotten, bleasen, mortal, footed, bluted. There are plenty words for the state of inebriation. Whisky is responsible for many hangovers. It makes us happy, it makes us sad, it warms us up on a cold night, and it removes our inhibitions, but we always go back for some more. I'll finish with Strathclaig's The Morning After. I don't feel too healthy this morning, with the whisky fumes still in my head. No, I don't feel too healthy this morning, so I think I'll just stay here in bed. Perhaps later today I'll feel better, and maybe by late afternoon, when my hands have stopped trembling and shaking, I'll be able to eat with a spoon. Then, later on in the evening, I'll be back to normal, I think. In fact, I'll be feeling so healthy, I might even go out for a drink. Slanjibar.
Slanjibar!
Thank you. Oh, Glenn
Keith the drink.
Oh, David's got a nice bottle though. Oh.
It's not bad. It's from Co-op, I'm afraid, but not bad.
Doesn't matter.
It's very nice, actually.
Is it a glugging or a sipping?
Oh, it's a sipping.
Oh,
very
very
much. Oh,
Very good.
this will last me till midnight now.
Right, and now a rare chance to hear young Chopper. He's gone. Oh no, he's there. Matthew, you're on.
Hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Just about.
Am I really quiet? How about now? Better?
A bit better.
I decided to use my microphone, but because I thought my computer might be a bit rubbish. But hang on, let me try something else.
No, that's okay now.
Is that all right now? 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
a bit closer. One or two songs.
Well, as long as it's one of Mike Hawkins, that's the main thing this evening. Pinch one of Mike Hawkins.
I don't think it will.
You're enjoying this, Jones, aren't you?
So, I've since moving to Manchester and being involved with a lot of other things. Singing is not one of those things that I've been doing, but when I do, I always come back to the same song, which is a Frank Turner song, and it's called Rivers. And this really stood out to me because I like playing in open tunings, and yeah, I thought it was just a nice song, and it caught my attention. And every opportunity I get to sing, I will sing this song. So you get a lot of Frank Turner this evening, but yeah. So this is called Rivers. Hope you enjoy. Our history runs down our rivers to the sea. Reminds us of the things that matter, home and heart and history. And from the woods, from the Mississippi to the Rhine, the only place I'll lay my hat down is by an English riverside. I trace these rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me what I already know. I trace the shorelines to 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. Travel far across this country, Northumberland to Southern Down. Wandered up the rolling Humber, down the Thames to London town. And countless lives will lived and lingered in the Cotswold and the Fells. Little town, la la. Trace these rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me an island is my home. I trace the shorelines to 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. Round here the sky's a little closer to the ground. It's hard for someone to get lost here, harder still to get found. And though I've seen 1,000 rivers, from the Mississippi to the Rhine, the only place that I'll lay my hat down by an English riverside. I trace the rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me what I already know. I trace the shorelines to 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. So place your trust into the sea that's kept the same for centuries. It shaped our shores and steadily its faith has brought us calm. And when I die, I hope to be buried out in English seas. So all that will remain of me will lap against these shores until England is no more.
The energy of youth.
They're full of it. They're full of it. What a night. We've had two young people, really, I mean, less than 40 young people on tonight. Fantastic. Not that there's anything wrong with old people, of course. That would be foolish for me to suggest such a thing. Lovely. Has he gone? Oh, he's moved round.
Yeah, where's he gone? Yeah, he's moved.
Still there?
Right, a quickie, Matthew. Oh, twiddling.
No twiddling. This is another slightly twiddly song though. And I need a capo, and there isn't one in sight, so.
Oh, the bloody youth of today, they're not organised, are they?
They're not. I've been teaching today, so.
Piss up, brewery, whatever. We'll have a word with Jeff Durno later. It's like a Jimi Hendrix song, isn't it, Jeff Durno? Purple haze all around.
Well, it's not going to be as good as Purple Haze. You'd think I'd have a capo ready to go, wouldn't you? Right, let's see. If
I don't know why the light seems to be like that, because it's not like that in the room.
I thought you were doing a corner shop and you were picked up on the CCTV.
it's my
No, not at all. It's really curious, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you one more. This is called Cowboy Chords. You say I've reached that time, I know my trade. I know how to care for my guitar, I know how to get up late. I'm comfortable, I'll sleep on the floor. I played a fair few shows, I'm gonna play more. And all along the while I was just trying to make people smile. I play cowboy chords and these air-conditioned words about longing for prairie living in the suburbs. I play simple songs about rights and wrongs, about finding that trail that leads away to everywhere else. Darling, I know I did not give you much. I got hungry for a wandering, and I didn't come back for months. I kept your picture by my side, it was in my wallet, it was on my mind. And every song I sang contained a whisper of your soul. I play cowboy chords and these air-conditioned words about longing for prairie living in the suburbs. I play simple songs about rights and wrongs, about finding that trail that leads away to everywhere else. Slightly short version of that song, just for you guys.
Lovely, Matthew. Nice to see you again. We haven't seen you for years, have we?
No, it's been a
Years.
while.
My wife's gone out and we need another log on the fire. I need to give her a good belt round the back of the head, I think. Right. Oh, we're up with John Warburton, aren't we? John, put your guitar on. Unmute yourself.
I have now unmuted myself. I'll pick my guitar up and I'll do a quick one. Just the little one about a courting couple. Oh dear. Oh. I was walking along the lane one day when I found a four-leaf clover. Along came lovely Nancy May, who tripped and then fell over, and the scuds went flying in the air. So what I shouldn't have thought her, I was the vicar's only son, she was the farmer's daughter. Well, I blushed from me head down to me boots, but Nancy didn't care. Oh, she took me by the hand and said, let's see what we can share. Oh, led me to the river bank, said, sir, what is your fancy? Taught me all I had to know, me dearest darling Nancy. Months later we were wed, with a father standing by. Oh, Nancy looked a picture then, with a belly oh so round. Oh, there was love and laughter in our eyes, like a lord and his lady. Following year our son was born, bonny bouncing baby. We've been married 10 years now, 4 sons and a lovely daughter. Now my story has to end, my song it is now over, but I still do bless the day I found a four-leaf clover. Keep it for the memory of me Nancy falling over. Oh, what a lovely memory of me Nancy falling over. I lost the nail halfway through that. Sorry about that.
Oh dear. Some special glue for that. Yeah, I thought you'd got some special glue for that, John.
I have, but I haven't used it. And it's very hard to do it while you're playing.
You've got a wife there, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Right, thanks ever so much for that, John. And who've we got next? Oh, Mike. Whose song are you doing next, mate? You haven't done any penguin eggs for weeks.
No, you're right. I haven't, and I wasn't going to do one tonight either. I nearly did. I nearly did Courtney's a pleasure, but this is called this one's called Loving Anna.
Oh, lovely.
That's a lovely song actually. Quite sad, but lovely. I went to church on Sunday, my true love passed me by. I knew her love was changing by the roving of her eye, by the roving of her eye, by the roving of her eye. I knew her love was changing by the roving of her eye. My true love, she is handsome, and she is proper tall, and she is quite good looking, and that's the best of all. And that's the best of all, and that's the best of all, and she is quite good looking, and that's the best of all. Oh, Anna, loving Anna, come place your hand in mine. You said if you wouldn't marry, then I would be your man, and I would be your man. Yes, I would be your man. You said if you wouldn't marry, then I would be your man. I'll go down by the river, and there I'll go to sleep. I'll dream of loving Anna, and then I'll start to weep, and then I'll start to weep, and then I'll start to weep. I'll dream of loving Anna, and then I'll start to weep. I went to church on Sunday, my true love passed me by. I knew her love was changing by the roving of her eye, by the roving of her eye, by the roving of her eye. I knew her love was changing by the roving of her eye.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. I'd got called down for something else, but
He did. He spat out earlier that he didn't have another one.
right. I
with
missed
us.
that.
I
My
think
my wife corrected me on it and said it was just doing the one.
Yeah.
So
we're glad
Gwyn,
of the one. When he does one, we're glad of it, aren't we? Lovely voice. He could do 7 or 8. I'd be happy with that too.
Gwyn,
Can't stop that.
have you got anything else for us?
Oh, he's leaning forward. Oh, he's got yes. Oh, look, he's at it.
No, no, I won't say. Still having problems with the sound. But anyway, you wake up sometimes and you have a song running.
It's always better when you wake up. Yeah.
Yes, and you have a sound that rattles around in the back of your head. And I've had this one running through my head for about a week now, and I can't get rid of it. So I thought maybe if I tried to perform it, it might exorcise the ghost.
We'll be going there all night.
It's a song that's been done by everybody under the sun. I've got a vague memory of Reverend Black and the Rocking Vicars performing it, and I definitely saw J.B. Bishop and the Curates in the Pool Hall in Denbigh do it in about 1965. It's a Don Covey song.
Sorry, T. Gwyn.
Oh.
Reverend Black and the Rocking Vicars, did you say?
Lemmy was in them. You know Lemmy from Anglesey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Reverend Black and the Rocking Vicars. I Go Ape was their big hit. It was number 4. It was number 4 on Caroline's charts, and nowhere else did it ever appear on anybody's chart. So Roland O'Reilly, who ran Radio Caroline, was obviously taking back sheets off the management of Reverend Black and the Rocking Vicars. Absolutely fabulous things. They appear in priest's garb, and the Reverend had an altar, a pulpit and a massive Bible, and he'd climb up into and he'd open the Bible, and he'd go, "Well, I go ape every time I see a smile," and the band would just go crackers. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
It's as well Sally's not here tonight, then, isn't it?
Well, she could do it actually. She'd increase your audience. Now, this is a Don Covey song, probably best known from the repertoire of the Rolling Stones. So I'm going to have a go at this. Now, here we go. Have mercy, baby. mercy. Have mercy on me. I went to see the gypsy to have my fortune read. She said, son, your baby's gonna leave you now. But things are packed up under her bed. All right, have mercy. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy on me. Well, if you leave me, baby, girl, if you put me down, I'm gonna make it to the nearest river, child. Jump overboard and drown. Have mercy. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy on me. I said, hey, hey, baby. Hey, hey, now. What you trying to do? Hey, hey, baby. Hey, hey, now. Wow, please don't say we're through. Have mercy. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy on me. Well, if you stay, baby, girl, what I'll do, gonna work 2 jobs, 7 days a week, and bring my money home to you. Lord, Lord, have mercy. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy, baby. Have mercy on me. Have mercy. Have mercy on me. Mercy on you all.
You're rapidly becoming a cult figure, T. Gwyn.
I'm unfortunately, I'd like to be more than a cult.
Well, I'm spelling that very, very carefully.
Yes, I've got lots of experience with the other, actually.
Oh.
Anyway, check out Reverend Black and the Rockin' Diggers, if only for the memory of Lemmy. It's worth doing.
There's a news flash has come on from Carl. Apparently, Trump's going into hospital.
Oh,
it's a con. It's a plot because he can't have his rallies. He's playing the sympathy card.
He is, yeah.
Fake news. And I see that everybody else is still on chocolate and crisps and stuff, but Carl's on his breakfast. He's on tea and toast, I think.
Oh.
A big hello to Purple Durno as well. You're looking great.
I'll unmute him. I'll mute Purple Durno. Yeah. That'll stick. You know that'll stick, don't you? Hello,
yes,
Jeff.
Sure it will. How are you all?
Well, we're missing you.
Danny Amato here. We're still here, Jeff.
How are we doing, Jeff? Let's see your hand. You had your thumb in a plaster last time. Oh, the plaster's off.
Yeah.
There we are.
Plaster's gone. It's there. It's that.
Oh no.
We'll put you down for 5 next week, Jeff, if that's all right. Bless you. Well, rapid recovery because we miss you. We want Purple. You know, don't dye your hair purple.
Yeah.
Whatever you do. You know, some people do, don't they? Blue rinse, purple rinse. Oh, hell. We haven't got any purple rinses, have we? No.
Yeah. What have you got on yours, Alan? You've got that sort of gingery bit in the middle.
I think it's a trick of the light, actually. I bounced the light off the ceiling because I don't want to show my wrinkles, of course, not that there are any, and it sort of turns the grey stuff kind of gingery browny. So I think I'm Jeannie with the light brown hair now. I dream of Jeannie. Sorry, with the light brown hair.
Get
We used
off.
to call it Ginger, didn't
Right.
we? Or Mousy.
That's enough of that. I spent 65 years trying to get ginger out my hair. I mean, it's great when you start going grey when you've been a redhead all your life. It's a result, that.
Well, you're strawberry blonde now, aren't you? Strawberry blonde?
Right, we've got. Oh, and I mean, it was my wedding anniversary this week, and we were meant to be going up to a little pub in Chorley for a couple of days, but that didn't happen, did it? Of course. And going back to your song, Alan, we were meant to be going to Argentina, to Patagonia next February, so that ain't going to happen either, is it? What a bastard. Right. Anyway, Gaffer's going to cheer us up now.
It's all Trump's fault.
Yeah. Gaffer? Yeah, we are. He is unmuted.
Oh, last August it was, August last year, I went to get my eyes tested. And they got me these spectacles here. You see them nicely there. And I tried them on, and I said to the optician, "Do you think they make me look like Nana Muscuri?" And he said yes. And I thought you was testing my eyes tonight. But I thought it did remind me that it's a long time since I've done any Nana Muscuri songs, but I don't know any. So I'll do a Nana Muscuri introduction to a truly international song.
Is there a donkey involved? There was always a donkey involved in Nana Muscuri's introductions.
I shall introduce the donkey.
I just remember
about a boy is very poor, and he has to leave his father's house and his father's donkey, and travel away to make his fortune. And when he goes away, he reaches a town in the middle of his country, and the people laugh at him and mock him. So he goes to his country's capital city, and when he arrives there, he is robbed and burgled and mugged. And so he leaves the country and he emigrates. On the ship, he vomits. When he has finished vomiting, he arrives in the country and is involved in a fight. It's a most sad song. I shall sing it in my international way. In the merry month of June, first from home I started, got myself a tune, all sad and broken-hearted, saluted father dear, I kissed me darling, mother drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn I cut, a stout black thorn. Oh my goodness, I was happy I was born, I said you heard, oh bubbling that brand, new pair of brogues, I'm rattling over the bogs, I'm terrifying the dogs upon the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt a hare and turn him down the rocky road and all the ways to Dublin. Oh, fa-la-li-da. In Mullingar that night I rested, a limb so weary, started by daylight, my spirits bright and cheery, took a drop of cognac, that's the cure for Jack, whenever he's for drinking, and when that he is thinking, because I hear those lasses are smile, they're laughing all the while, at mon Parisian style you will set your after Boobaland. Ask me was I read the wages I required till I was sick and tired of the rocky road to Dublin. And the 12, 4, 5, and the air and cooking in the sauce with a little garlic that my mother taught me when I was very little. The rocky road up to Dublin, whack for love, in Dublin next to Hyde. I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived the view of that fine city, and I began to march. All among the quality bundle, it was stolen in the near locality. When I look behind, nicht bundle could I find upon my stick of wobbling. Interrogating the rogue was told my Stuttgart brogue was not much in brogue upon the Autobahn to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare who will be shot on the rocky road to Dublin. Walk for lolly-dice, from there I getting away, my spirit never violin landing on the quay just as the ship is sailing. Capitan roar, hey, says I no room on the board, I live aboard already, I come in, I find for Mario. He's down amongst the piccoloes, I danced some hearty gigolos, I sang some beautiful rigolettos on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and surrender to him on the rocky road to Dublin. Waka for la la di da. Now the boys in Liverpool, when I safely landed, they called me a fool. I could no longer stand it. My blood began very nearly to simmer. My temper I considered losing when this sceptred isle I heard them abusing. Hurrah, my show, said I, my umbrella I'll let fly. Some Surbiton chaps walked by, they saw that I was hobbling with a loud hurrah. They joined me in the uproar, and they quickly cleared the way to the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare, the fox, the stag, the pheasant, the peasant, and anything else that moves on the rocky road to Dublin. Whack for lolly-da.
Heartfelt.
A song from before Brexit.
I think there were most of the 27 EU countries there, I think. I think we might have just missed an odd one. We didn't get any Spanish, did we?
No Lithuanians.
No.
Now, the Pogues might well sue if they see this recording. Are any of them still alive, or are they all in the drink?
I think he's still waiting outside my surgery to get his teeth fixed.
No, they're all out now. They're all out. He had them all taken away. Yeah, he had them all taken away. And he lives in a pub, more or less. Well, I'm not sure about now. That could be troublesome. I will shut up just now. And now
we've got Chaz and Jan again.
We have Chaz and Dave. You nearly said Chaz and Dave, didn't you?
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Now what we need is a forfeit box. So anyone who says Chaz and Jan like that, you got to put 50 quid in a box. What do you reckon, John?
Not likely.
And it all goes to Matthew, of course, because he needs the money. He's constantly telling his parents he needs the money.
Turn it into Jan and Dean would be better, wouldn't
it? Now you see.
Right, come on, we're running over his...
I thought I'd ask them to...
The chorus is on the chat somewhere. I think Chaz put it on the chat, not for us, because he can't hear us. I think so he could remember it himself.
Probably.
Yes. It's the age, you know.
So we're now on the third of the Frank Turner songs tonight. But I'm sorry, I'm just going to do a very quick proud mother and father bit here, because most of you probably don't know, Matthew broke his wrist very badly about 10 weeks ago, and now is the owner of a large metal plate, and is it 11
screws?
11 screws to hold his wrist back together.
Dear.
So actually being able to see him play his guitar again makes us very, very proud parents. So just going to put that one in there. And,
I hope you were pissed at the time, Matthew. Otherwise, there's no excuse.
No, unfortunately not. I was stone cold sober, which meant it hurt even more.
Anyway, Matthew sang about rivers. So now the rivers have reached the sea. So this is a song about sailing. So if you want everyone to try and join in, if you want to sort of find us on the chat, the chorus, we interject the chorus in between the verses.
Oh, that's usual. Is it a Boney M number?
No.
No, it's Frank Turner.
It's not. Oh, there's no Babylon involved.
No
at all.
Babylon.
No Babylon.
Nope.
Time for me to mute.
Okay, here we go. If I had been born 200 years ago, I would have been a sailor, and sailing I would go. I'd sail around the capes, across the 7 seas, and then back home. If I had been born 200 years ago, and I would know the waters, and the waters would know me. I'd cut across the waves and be as happy as can be. I'd be landless, I'd be loveless, I'd be flight and fancy free. I would know the waters, and the waters would know me. All together. If I had been born 200 years ago, I would have been a sailor, and sailing I would go. I'd sail around the capes, across the 7 seas, and then back home. If I had been born 200 years ago. And when I think about the place and time where I was born, I wonder if the hands of fate had slipped and placed me wrong. 'Cause there are ships I could have sailed and sailor's boots I could have worn. When I think about the place and time where I was born. If I had been born 200 years ago, I would have been a sailor, and sailing I would go. I'd sail around the capes, across the 7 seas, and then back home. If I had been born 200 years ago. But the ocean is still out there, magnificent and wide. She's got open arms to hold me, and endless space to hide. And the only things that hold me back are the things I hold inside. The ocean is still out there, magnificent and wide. If I had been born 200 years ago, I would have been a sailor, and sailing I would go. I'd sail around the capes, across the 7 seas, and then back home. If I had been born 200 years ago. Ooh, 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 sailing I would go.
Yeah, harmonies. Oh, don't get many harmonies on Zoom, do we?
Do you know what key you were in?
No idea.
C major. C major. Just make a note of that.
C major.
C major.
C major. Yeah.
Semitone flat from the original.
Well, there we are.
Thank you, Matthew. Next time it might be a different key altogether. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
Right. Are you going to round us off tonight, Alan? Because I need an early night, because I am sort of going to be in breach of the rule.
Talking of rounding you off, John, I remember when I started as a apprentice with BT, one of the tools that they had in the stores was a files half-round bastard. And I thought that was quite crude. But apparently it's the roughness. If it's a really rough file, it is actually called a bastard file. I imagine it's because somebody caught their fingers on it. And I've got a song... not Elton John, what's his name? Ewan MacColl, very close. And Ewan MacColl often wrote too many verses and didn't know when to stop. And he's dead now, so he can't come back on me. And so it's always a good idea to find the weakest verse in a Ewan MacColl song and leave the bugger out. And it makes for a better song. And so I've done that with this.
Alan, his wife is still around.
Oh, yeah, Peggy. Yeah, she's still there. And Peggy Seeger. And her brother's gone now, isn't he? Of course, yeah, Little Boxes man. Leslie's keen on Little Boxes. Anyway, get on with it, Jones. So this is I'm bleeding. I suffer from my art. My finger is actually bleeding at the moment because I bit it earlier. I'm not sure why I bit it, but I did. It was troubling.
Because you're stupid, I think.
And right, so I hope that the accordion, especially for Jeff Durno, of course, the accordion, I know he loves it. Look at him grinning now. He absolutely adores the accordion. Here's a song that Ted used to sing. Hope this isn't too loud. The 30-foot trailer. Oh. The old ways are changing, you cannot deny. The way of the traveller is over. There's nowhere to go and there's nowhere to bide. So farewell to the 30-foot trailer. Farewell to the tent and the old caravan. To the tinker, the gypsy, the travelling man. Farewell to the life of a rover. Farewell to the cant, to the Romany tongue. Farewell to the Romany talking. The buying, the selling, the old fortune telling. The knock on the door and the hawking. Come on. Farewell to the tent and the old caravan. To the tinker, the gypsy, the travelling man. Farewell to the life of a rover. Farewell to the pony, the cob and the mare. Oh, farewell to the pony, the cob and the mare. The reins and the harness are idle. You don't need a strap when you're breaking up scrap. So farewell to the bit and the bridle. Come on. Goodbye to the tent and the old caravan. To the tinker, the gypsy, the travelling man. Farewell to the life of a rover. You've got to move fast to keep up with the times, for these days a man cannot dander. There's a bylaw to say you must be on your way, and another to say you can't wander. Goodbye to the tent and the old caravan. To the tinker, the gypsy, the travelling man. Farewell to the life of a rover. Come on. Goodbye to the tent and the old caravan. To the tinker, the gypsy, the travelling man. Farewell to the life of a rover. I hope it wasn't too painful. I suffer from my art. I'm bleeding now. I'm bleeding. Oh, my accordion's covered in blood. Lovely, lovely.
100 lines for next week. I must not bite my fingers.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I did it. Something drove me to bite my finger.
It's the voices again, was it?
Is it called a tag? There was a little tag on my finger. And I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll bite that off.
Oh.
That's a nice end to the
Yeah, well, that sent everybody home with a smile on the face, hasn't it?
Look. If you want proof, look at this. Look at this. Oh, no.
A case signum.
It's like
the cannibal.
Well, you see.
Okay, we've run a wee bit over.
Oh yes,
but
we've
had a good night. It's pity we couldn't hear from Carol again, but I'm sure she'll have something next week.
She's got clothes to sort out, John.
Yeah. Oh, she's done that. She's done that.
She's all done. All done.
Sorted.
You'll have more to say next week, definitely.
Good.
Oh.
And those of you who weren't here for the sound check, you missed Glenys. when she was drinking a Gesund. It was like a gallon of something.
That could be part of her act next week. Drinking the contents of a Gesunder.
Sitting in it. Is T. Gwyn there?
Oh, he's there, yeah. He's next to you there.
T. Gwyn, Iago and his mum and Carrot appreciated your recitation last week. They loved it. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Just to know that Iago has heard it. That's all.
Yes, he did, and his mum, and they loved it. Thank you.
A trésor, the treasure. Lovely, lovely.
You give my love to Iago.
Oh.
That makes it
And the colleague called her little baby Yolo.
Oh.
Yolo.
Very nice indeed, because if you read it out, it quite clearly says 1010. At least if you call it Iago, you know it's not this national insurance number, don't you?
Fair play.
Right, well, I'm up early tomorrow because I'm going to have to sneak over into Denbighshire.
Oh,
what?
Oh, yes, I'm sneaking into Denbighshire tomorrow.
Oh, you're a Conwayite, aren't you? You get your bins emptied once a month, whether you like it or not.
I need a flu jab, so I mean, I could drive 50 miles that way, but I can't go 3 miles that way.
Crazy.
Absolutely bloody stupid.
It's
Anyway.
crazy.
Yeah, there we are. So we'll see you all next week, and hope you all have a good week. And we'll see if Trump's still alive.
Oh yeah. Well, he was. The bad news was on the news at 10. When I popped out, I didn't need to go to the loo, and I popped out. And the bad news is he was still alive on news at 10 anyway.
All right, early days, early days.
One can but hope, Bob.
Okay, thank you. And
thank you very much, everyone.
Good night, John Boy.
Thank you.